My name is David Sanderson. I'm Director of the Centre for Development and Emergency Practice at OXFORDBROOKES University. And I'm here as part of a group of some 20 people for 2 days at UN Habitat in Nairobi, where we're discussing sustainable housing.
Okay, thanks, David. What does housing sustainability mean for you, particularly in respect to your organization's work?
Well, for SENDEP, housing sustainability means in particular that people feel safe, secure, there's not a threat of being thrown off, that your land ownership has a degree of clarity that enables you to use your house for yourself and for your family, to live safely, as I say, but also to use that house if you're particularly low income in order to make an income, maybe to rent parts out, to be able to use that as what we would call an asset, something that you can trade and use in order to have a better life.
Okay, thank you. What do you think the key questions are in respect to developing countries?
I think some of the key questions which concern an awful lot of people in Africa, Asia, Latin America, Europe too, of course, is urban growth. And if cities are growing by something like 1 million people a week, and an awful lot of those people are living in lower parts of towns and cities, then how do those people have successful lives? How do they access the things that they need? What gets in the way? How do they get education, get a job, get a life that's fulfilling? And that's a huge challenge for hundreds of millions of people. If UN Habitat is right, something like 1 billion people already live in conditions not good, not okay, not good enough for anybody, and they need to change and to be better. So I think one of the biggest challenges are how these people already living in towns and cities and those about to come to them actually have a better life.
What do you think the unique sustainability challenges are when dealing with informal settlements and low-income housing? And what sort of interventions do you think offer the greatest opportunities?
I think some of the challenges facing us, there are many challenges. Choose the challenge for those living in tougher places in towns and cities. I think one of them is the threat of disaster. As more people live in more dangerous places, the risk of flood, earthquakes, which are infrequent, but when they happen they can be devastating, as we saw in Haiti, and the tsunami in Japan in March 2011. So I think in terms of sustainability, as good as it gets is to be prepared at community level. The local authorities understand the need to be aware of risks and of threats of disasters, fires, an awful lot of things that come that we don't expect. But you know what, it can only take 1 second to wipe out decades, more than decades, of buildings and of growth and of lives.
Okay, the last question is, how do you envision the role of the proposed network in advancing sustainable housing?
I think the network that UN Habitat has taken a lead on could be very powerful. I think it could be powerful if there's a sense of ownership among those in it, and I certainly get the sense of that at this meeting, and that it can grow and that it catches fire. And if it catches fire in terms of people seeing a vision about learning and sharing and trading information and knowledge, then that's exciting.
Thanks, David.